Welcome to another of our conversations, getting to know folk around Clèir Eilean Ì. And today, our guest is Tom Jordan, our recently appointed finance officer. Hello and welcome to you, Tom. How are you and what's keeping you busy around Clèir Eilean Ì these days?
Hi, Donald. I'm well, thank you. What's keeping me busy is lots of congregational accounts at the moment. As you know, there's many congregations in the presbytery, so they just keep coming in.
And if you're listening to this and thinking, I'm not sure if our congregational accounts have been submitted yet, take that as a wee gentle reminder. So how long is that now you've been with Clèir Eilean Ì?
It's about 8 or 9 weeks, I think, so I'm still very new in the role.
Right, yeah, and enjoying it all so far?
Yes, it's a very interesting new area for me to get involved in.
Yeah. So what line of work were you in prior to coming to the church?
So most of my professional history has been in housing associations. I've worked for a couple of them doing various roles within the housing association. I started out my career as a housing administration assistant. So I was helping people to sort of maintain their tenancies and things like that. And then I moved into the finance side of things, and I also spent a couple of years as a auditor.
All
So
right.
that's my
Right.
that, that
Yeah.
that's my sort of financial background.
So is some of your role in terms of supporting congregations with their finance?
Yes, I'm here to help them in whatever ways I can. And there's only so much I can do in terms of helping them with their accounts and things like that, because they need to be produced, because then I attest them, and I can't attest something I've created, but I'm there to help in whatever way I can during the year.
Right. Yeah. And treasurers and others are welcome to reach out to you. Tjordan at churchofscotland.org.uk will be your email address. That right? Yep.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
Yes, I'd be happy to hear from any of them. If they've got any questions, I'd be glad to help. I might need to go away and look things up, as I'm still new to the church. But yes, I'm
Yeah.
happy to help in whatever way I can.
What do you see as the biggest challenges for Clèir Eilean Ì?
Ooh, well, the there's a few things. One of them is obviously the size of the presbytery in general. It is geographically and numerically huge. There's a lot of congregations. It's over 100. I think there's
Yeah.
still unions going on, so I'm not sure of the exact number at the moment. Um, there's a massive number of congregations covering a huge geographical area. It's one of the most geographically diverse areas. There's so many islands. You know, it's not like you can just go and drive anyway. You've got all these different places with different histories to get to, and it's very dispersed.
Yeah. Oh,
And that
absolutely.
yeah, as you know, that presents its own challenges.
Yeah, yeah, in so many different aspects of Clèir Eilean Ì's life.
Yes.
Yeah, thinking of all things from Thurso to Campbelltown and out to the islands and into Aviemore or thereabouts on the on the east. Yeah. So tell me, what does a typical day in the life of a finance officer look like? Or is
Oh
there a
well, at the
typical day?
moment, well, yes, they do vary quite greatly depending upon what sort of questions are coming in. So often a day will start out. I'll attest 2 or 3 sets of congregational accounts if they've come in. Then I'll usually send some emails, answer some questions, whatever's come up. Some days you get questions coming in that you weren't quite expecting, and you have to go away and look them up. Had one a couple of weeks ago about whether a congregation should try to register for VAT.
Oh,
Um, and so I went away to look up the specific rules for VAT for churches. Um, and in general, the answer is no, it's not worthwhile.
yeah, yeah. There are some VAT benefits. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's some VAT exemption on maintenance and repairs that would be about, or maybe not so much repairs, but changes that would be providing disability access.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's the rules are, as I've looked them up, that adaptations made specifically for helping people with disabilities are 0 rated at the point of sale. So if you're getting some work done, you need to tell the tradespeople that you are you as a charity, you can get this done at 0 rate, and they will apply it then. You can't go back and claim it later.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. All these things are useful to know. Any other handy finance tips for churches that come to mind?
There is lots of grant funding available for various things that you may not be aware of. So it's well worthwhile looking into it. And if you don't have the time yourself to look into it, come to me. I've been spending a lot of time researching what sort of grants are available.
Right. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
am happy to look into it further.
And of course, the main Church of Scotland one, Seeds for Growth, and I know there's a couple of Zoom webinars scheduled to help and encourage folk in filling out the forms, the applications for those. So there's money around for different mission projects. I often think the problem isn't so much the money; it's the people power to make the projects happen. But if you've got the people and you're looking for some funding, Tom's your man to speak to about grants and awards.
Yes, yeah. There's lots of passionate people out there, and I love dealing with people who really love what they're doing and want to get into it and want to progress it, but aren't aware of the funding support that's available to them. So
Yeah.
I would love to help anyone in
You,
order to get the funding and get the financial acumen or whatever to get their projects going ahead.
Brilliant. You said there about loving, enjoying working with people. How many folk around Clèir Eilean Ì have you met in real life, and not just as a square on a screen?
Oh, not many. This role is remote. So I live in Edinburgh. So I think the only person I've met in real life. So I've met a few people at 121, but the only person from Clèir Eilean Ì has been Rory, the presbytery clerk.
Right. Yeah. And
Well,
how do you find how do you find the online engagement that we have to operate within such a large area?
Yes, it's not too bad. I'm used to it through over the pandemic. Naturally, I became sort of accustomed to it. I was working for a year in 2021 for Heriot-Watt University in their grants team, and I it was a 1-year contract, and I spent the entire time working remotely. I only met the team once at someone's leaving do, sort of 11 months in, and that was the only time I met anyone else in the team.
Right. Yep. Hopefully, you'll have some opportunity to meet some of us here around Clèir Eilean Ì. Are you hoping to get up to the day conference in September in Fort William?
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Yeah. Brilliant. Any other hints, tips? What are some of the things you would love to say to treasurers around the congregations?
I suppose the thing I'd say to most people is, if in doubt, ask. That's the big thing. Don't go away and try to guess. I'm here. I'm full time in this role, so come and ask me any questions.
Excellent. Yeah. And tell us what things do you enjoy doing when you're not working? What about hobbies and interests? Tell us a wee bit about Tom.
Well, I enjoy exercise. I do quite a bit of walking at the moment, especially as the sun's out. I'm trying to get out sort of 8 miles a day, just walking around the area.
Well, you want to move up into Clèir Eilean Ì territory for all the hills and all the rest of it. Much better walks than Edinburgh.
Oh, definitely. I'm in South Edinburgh, right next to the Penlands, so I go up there quite a bit.
Right,
but yes,
yeah.
I'd love to get into a bit more of a rural mountainous area. Would be quite nice.
Right. Yep.
Um,
And conversely, from here, it's always nice to get a wee trip down to the big city. I haven't been down in the church offices for a while myself, but you're obviously in there now and again. And
yes, it's beautiful on the inside. I didn't expect that going in because it's sort of exactly the same. On the outside, it's exactly the same as every other building on the street, and then you go in and it's just beautiful tile floors and columns.
Tom, thank you very much indeed for your time and for all that you're doing for us around Clèir Eilean Ì. And a reminder to treasurers, session clerks and others, if you've got a finance-related question or query, do reach out, contact Tom. Email address tjordan, JORDAN, at churchofscotland.org.uk. And he will be able to answer all your questions. Tom, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your work for us around Clèir Eilean Ì. Thank you. God bless.
Right, thanks, John.
For details of all that's happening around Clèir Eilean Ì, Highlands and Hebrides, do check out the website cei.presbytery.org.uk. This podcast can be subscribed to at Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, and the video version at YouTube, youtube.com/@Clèir Eilean Ì.